Some might call it public art. Others would suggest it is simply the perfect marriage of art and architecture. The labels don't really matter, but the aesthetics do. They enrich our lives, they define our space and time, and they speak to both the city's heritage and to its very heart. And they brought master metal craftsman Carl Neilbock to Detroit.
When you came to Detroit, what did you see? Did you see opportunity?
I was excited. I came from a little town there in Celle in Germany, and it was better than the movies.
Carl was born in Germany some 40-odd years ago, the son of an American soldier whom he had never met. He apprenticed in the tightly disciplined and highly structured European tradition, learning his metal craft and, in the process, perfecting his own commitment to perfection. At the age of 24, he came to America to make it a more perfect place and to find his father. That long journey ended in Detroit.
You always have one leg in the past and one leg on what has been done before, and that's where you build up on.
Carl Neilbock is one of those very rare dreamers, a man who has a vivid vision of urban renewal accomplished through the historic links to a city's own past. A vision cast in iron, steel, brass, and bronze, in railings and staircases and ornamental gates, in angels, gargoyles, and shiny plated griffins, in architectural metalwork that is not only his profession, but his life's true passion as well.
What's this? This is a tablet, obviously.
This is actually an ornamental metal panel, which adorns the Michigan Bell building.
You may have seen some of Carl's astonishing work in places around our town if you've walked about the old Ameritech building at Cass and Michigan Avenue, and there are lots of examples, but really far too few to satisfy his passion and love for the civic beauty of art in metal.
Is it art, Carl, or is it pure craftsmanship?
It's a merit, it's a fine line, it's a gray zone. It's art and craftsmanship. It fuses together. Right there was it fused together.
For centuries, European craftsmen have adorned the great buildings of the continent with the artistry of fine metal work, but here in this country, much of what once graced the eye has been neglected, allowed to corrode or just crumble along the way to the scrapyard or the nearest recycling center. It's a trend that Carl Neilbock hopes the future will reverse.
Since there's no knowledge of how is it built, it was kept secret by these folks. There's no knowledge on how to restore it, you know, or to keep it up. And so I call it the great lost art in America.
These days, Carl doesn't have to look very far to see the future. From the loft in his studio factory, he can see the new Detroit rising, and he sees opportunity for his craft of the past to enrich the years of the future, lovingly created by hand in the home of the assembly line.